So, Super Mario Maker 2. Out of all the Switch games, this is probably the one I was most hyped for after hearing about it. Well, that and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm sure you could probably tell that based on the kind of videos I upload on this channel. To me, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was of course a great game, but I felt like Nintendo didn't do quite enough to expand on what was the original Mario Kart 8. I mean, no new tracks. But did I feel the same way about Super Mario Maker 2? Was it an appropriate sequel to the original Super Mario Maker? Did it do enough to improve on the original Wii U game? Well, I think you'll find throughout this review that my answer to that question is mostly yes. One of the big things Mario Maker 2 did to distinguish itself from the original, in my opinion, the biggest thing they did, was Story Mode. Story Mode has over 100 levels of various difficulties, giving you the opportunity to earn coins and then spend them to rebuild a castle that the stupid undo dog undid. Hey, it's a different plot than the usual Mario game, so I'll give it credit for that at least. And on a side note, in the Endless Challenge, the description is simply Mario embarks on a journey. So that's cool, I guess. Anyway, we'll get into that later. Story Mode has various fun challenges within it, with a lot of different creative designs that can inspire you. They introduce clear conditions quite well, with fun levels like no jumping allowed. And trust me, it was a little tricky for me to not want to jump playing that level. I love the various names of the so-called course creators in Story Mode, like Goomba Lover, Eccentric Millionaire, PE Teacher. Lots of good ones. And the Story Mode menu is very interactive as well, giving you characters like the Undo Dog, Patrick, and of course the legendary Sound Frog to interact with. Now, I know 100 plus courses is a lot, but I mentioned in my last video that if Nintendo does updates or DLC, I'd like to see a few more Story Mode levels. Ones that could give creators some more unique ideas on how to use the level editor. And I'm sorry, but Luigi interrupting me when I lose twice, it's just really annoying. It bothers me, okay? Now, I mentioned the level editor, and the general way the level editor is designed just works a little better in my opinion than the original. You can scroll through things like terrain, items, enemies, and of course the greatest section, gizmos. That's where you find your on-off switch speedrun material. It's just organized a bit better compared to that original Super Mario Maker where things were just sort of sorted out on rows. You're given a lot more options as a creator compared with the original Mario Maker 2, as obviously Nintendo had to introduce some new stuff to get us excited. The most notable thing is the new game style Super Mario 3D World, but of course, I'm a little greedy. I still want some extra game styles. Some of my favorite new things from this game include slopes, 10, 30, 50 coins on-off switches, even if they get a bit old, swinging claws, twisters, icicles, desert forest, sky, and snow themes, and the angry sun / not angry moon. Lots of cool new things to add to your levels. But of course there's a lingering need for some things that have gotten denied from both Mario Maker games. Pokies, fire snakes, charging chucks, more power-ups like the penguin suit, where are they at? But overall, I'm very happy with the amount of new stuff they added in this game. The way I think of it is, I'm happy when I can tell myself I've played a level where something wouldn't have been possible in the original Mario Maker, and most of the time I play a level, that's what happens. However, what sucks about creating is that it's not nearly as intuitive as the original Super Mario Maker. Because the Switch screen is a little different than the Wii U gamepad screen, a regular old stylus ain't gonna work. I gotta order a special one, which I haven't. I find myself using my fingers to make a level because using the controller sucks. They say you can create co-op at Nintendo, but the little bit of that I tried with my brother didn't go so well. I don't like using the controllers. Creating levels has got to be a hands-on experience where you directly interact with the screen, in my opinion. I prefer to be able to use a regular old stylus and not be limited to using my fingers, but oh well. Guess that's where the Switch's limitations come in. Now let's discuss a little bit about Course World, shall we? When you're not playing story mode, making a level, or raging at the lag in online multiplayer, you're probably right here. And how did Nintendo improve upon Course World compared to the original Mario Maker? Well, a good bit. But yeah, an update or DLC with a little bit more would be nice. As I mentioned earlier, I'm greedy. But let's focus on the positives first. Tags for levels. You can put up to 2 on your level. Now, while it would be nice if they increase that limitation, it is cool to let players know what kind of level they're getting into, and you also can search for levels based on that tag. But speaking of level searching, these things known as course IDs still exist, and I think I've already touched plenty on how much they suck. 16 characters, 9 characters, doesn't matter, I want 0. Oh, and Nintendo has introduced a bit of viciousness to their course rating system. You of course still have the ability to like a level by hitting the I like it button, but now there also exists Boo, basically the Nintendo equivalent of a thumbs down. But from what I've heard on the Mario Maker 2 subreddit, boos can be pretty damaging to a level, and apparently have more bad value than an I like it has good value. What would be nice, I think, is to have a meh second option. Of course, that actually does exist in online multiplayer, but I think single players should have it as an option as well. That way, courses that have I like it really deserve their likes, and courses that are booed, well, really deserve to be booed, because now there's a middle ground option. And apparently you can't undo a boo either. No one wants to accidentally boo a good level as this poor soul did. Now, one thing I do really like that Nintendo did was increase the limit of courses you could upload pretty soon after the game released. It was originally 32, not nearly enough if you ask me. But now they've doubled that to 64, which I think is plenty. With this increase, I'm actually planning on designing my own game within Mario Maker 2. I already finished level 1-1 and I'll leave my Maker ID in the description if you want to check it out. Oh, and beating a lot of levels in Course World and stuff can help you customize your Mii creator with various outfits and hats. Although, is that a solid replacement for the departure of amiibo characters from the original game? Man, I don't know, it kinda sucks that they aren't here. Endless Challenge is a fine replacement for the 100 Mario Challenge in my opinion, though it may be a bit more unforgiving. Like, I think especially if you're going to do a super expert run, you should probably get 100 lives like in the original game. I mean, with the way super expert works, one especially cruel level can end your run. That, of course, means only if you do those no-skip challenges like some streamers I watch do. I'm not nearly good enough at Mario games to do that kind of thing, I'll be honest with you. But anyway, I like the idea of beating your own high score, and having an endless challenge definitely helps with that. It harkens me back to the days of Plants vs. Zombies, where I would try to get as many flags as possible in Survival Endless. But that's off topic. Anyway, the other main part of your Mario Maker online experience is the good old thing known as online multiplayer. And I touched on this earlier, how it is quite a bit laggy most of the times I've played it. And theoretically, it should be fun. And when it's not laggy, it is. I love the few times I've gotten to the flagpole before everyone else. The idea of a race is fun. But I said I've only won a few times for a reason. No, it's not because I suck. It's more because it's laggy to the point where I end up playing some other part of the game. So maybe sometime soon I'll give online multiplayer a chance not to lag. But so far, it's been mostly unsuccessful. There's other neat little aspects of this game like Yamamura's Dojo. Essentially, Yamamura the pigeon and his human assistant Nina teach you to not be a trolling prick when you create your levels. Good lessons, am I right? Though I'm not sure the people who troll would watch it. Still, I did watch the videos and I thought they were pretty cool. As for actual advice on how to build levels, I'd go to story mode and just see the kind of things Nintendo did, or just what other players have done. There's also a lot of neat sound effects you can put in your levels now, namely the Super Mario Kart Circuit theme, Delfino Plaza theme, Gusty Garden Galaxy theme. These add a lot of pizzazz and nostalgia to one's levels. After all, my brother and I made a level completely based off the solar system, and there's no better music for that than Gusty Garden Galaxy, of course. So, my overall impression of Mario Maker 2 is a positive one. The way this game is more than just Mario Maker 1 with a few twists is story mode. In my opinion, it changed the whole thing. I spent most of the car ride on vacation this summer just going through story mode levels. And that's pretty awesome, to be honest. If it was just online levels, I would have been stuck to just creating levels if I was in the car. There was no Wi-Fi in there. Everything else just sort of falls in place. I think there was ample additions to the level creation section, and though I nitpicked away at the various shortcomings in Course World, and believe me, there are some, there were still improvements made there overall. Like I said in an earlier video, at least they tried with multiplayer. So here is my score. I give it a 9 out of 10. As you can see, the pros here are story mode, overall great additions to the level editor, and the little things done right. What I mean by little things are just more fun sound effects for your levels, tags to search up levels online, And that increase from 32 to 64 levels you can upload, that really came up clutch, I think. And the con is some minor things that still exist that I would like to have fixed in Course World that obviously I touched upon. I could put that making levels with my finger isn't too great either, but that's more of a Switch thing than a Mario Maker 2 thing. Besides, I could always get the stylus. So overall, I am very happy with Mario Maker 2. This, my friends, is a great sequel. I hope that if you have Super Mario Maker 2, you have found the game similarly enjoyable. Bye-bye.